Today we're going to go over Pythagorean theorem. At the top of your paper, I want you to write down. Thank you. At the top of your paper, I want you to write down a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I don't see everybody with me. Remember that this only works for right triangles. Draw a right triangle. The side across from the right angle is side C. Remember that this is based off of right triangles where imaginary squares are attached to it, like this. Do y'all remember that? What do we know? The two smaller squares, anybody? Add up to equal the bigger square. All right, so let's go do an example. Number 1, find the measurement of the missing side. Everybody find the right angle? Draw an arrow across. What side does this have to be? C. Label this A and this B. It doesn't matter though. Write the formula. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now fill in what you know. Well, I know that A is 21, so 21 squared plus, I don't know B, so I write b squared equals c squared, which is 29 squared. All right, am I going to add or am I going to subtract? If you're solving for A or B, you subtract. So I'm going to take 29 squared and subtract 21 squared. So get your calculator. 29 squared minus 21 squared is 400. Now let's talk about what we just found. That is the area of the square right here. This area is 400. You're going to be asked a question over that today. It's going to say, what is the area of the square? If it asks for the area of the square, you just don't square root your answer. Does that make sense? But I want this side length for B. So I have to square root 400. And the square root of 400 is 20. Do y'all understand when to square root the answer? If it's asking for the side length, you have to square root it. If it's just asking for the area of the square, you don't. All right, let's skip and do number 4. Find the right angle. Draw a line across from it. What side is that? C. Write your formula. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Guys, when I look up, y'all should be writing with me. Fill in what you know. Well, I'm going to say that the A is 8. So 8 squared plus 7 squared equals c squared. Am I going to add or subtract? When you're solving for C, you add because they're on the same side and you can. So I would say 8 squared plus 7 squared is 113. What did I just find? Anybody, what is 113 representing? I just told you all up here. The area of the square attached to that side. If I want the side length, what do I have to do to it? Square root it. And the square root of 113 is 10.63 if I round to the hundredths place. Oh, it said to round to the tenths. Everybody look. So what would I put? Just 10.6. Now, I'm not going to do any more of those, but I do want to talk to y'all about number 5 and 6. If it talks about a rectangle, what do you draw? A rectangle. It says the dimensions are 4 by 6. Guys, dimensions are length and width. So you would just say one side's 4, one side's 6. It wants you to find the diagonal. What does that mean? From corner to corner. What are you solving for? Side C. Make sense? All right, let's go to number 7. It says, which measurements could represent the side lengths of a right triangle? Select 3 answers. Do y'all remember how to do these?
The first 2 squared.
To see if they equal the third. Did everybody hear that? You're going to take the first 2 and call them A and B, and the last one is C. And you're going to see if A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I'm only going to do one of these for y'all. Let's do the first one. 12 squared plus 35 squared, hit enter, and then do 37 squared. Do those equal? Then this is a right triangle. So you have to find the other 2 correct answers. Now, there are 2 questions on the multiple choice that are confusing. So I'm going to go over them. So go to number 4 on the multiple choice. This one. I will not explain this again. So please make sure you're listening now or you won't know what to do. So, first of all, how many dots did they give you? That's the first thing they tried to do to confuse you. Okay? The second thing they did to confuse you is they gave each unit represents, and that's the 2 things they did on this one to confuse you. So let's talk about it. First of all, what is it asking for? It says, what is the actual distance from Edgar's house to Gabe's house? So what 2 points do we only care about? This one? Did we even care about this one? They want to know the distance from here to here. Can you count that distance? Y'all can count that? Why not? Because it's a diagonal. So what can I draw that I can count? I can draw a right triangle, which looks like a rise over run, right? But it's a right triangle, so draw a right triangle. Everybody should be doing this with me. Now here's the problem. If you didn't read this part, you would miss the whole question. Why? Because I would go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do y'all agree that's 11 units? I would have put an 11 here. But what does it say? Each unit represents, so instead of putting 11, what do I need to put? 22. How did you get that? 11 times 2. Each of these represents 2 units. So you could just count 2, 4, 6, 8 and go to 22. Or you could say, well, this is 11 and 11 times 2 is 22. So how far would this distance be? Everybody go figure it out. Everybody go figure it out. I want everybody to think about it. I don't see everybody counting. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long, but each one of those is worth, so how far is it? 12. Now you're going to do Pythagorean theorem to solve for this side, and I want you to round your answers to the 100th place. If you don't round to the 100th, it's going to be wrong, because look, there's only 2 spots here. Make sense? Okay, go to number 5. This is the last one I'm going to go over. This is another one they try to trick you on. It's not hard. It's just if you didn't read, you're going to miss it. So personally, I almost missed it. Why? Because I said, oh, we're looking for side. And I did Pythagorean theorem, and the answer was there, and the answer is wrong. Why? Read the question. It says, during a recent storm, a tree was blown over. So do y'all see this is the base of the tree? And all of that is still like it was standing up tall, and that broke off and fell over. The top of the tree landed 18 feet from the bottom of the tree. That's here. Look what the the question's asking for, though. It says, which is closest to the... What does that mean? They want to know this plus... Okay. Don't y'all agree? That was the tree. It was here and that. So you're going to do Pythagorean theorem to find C... But then you're going to have to add those numbers together to get the height of the original tree before it broke. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Okay, everything else is super, super easy. Be careful on number 6, though, because it didn't ask for the side length. What did it ask for? What is the? So you just don't square root your answer. And look at this one. It's already squared. So this is, everybody look, for a squared plus b squared equals c squared, this is going to be c, this is going to be, we'll say this is a and this is b. That's already squared. So when you do c squared, it's already squared. So when you write it in, you don't put c squared, you just put 172. But this one does need to be squared. The rest are all super, super easy. Okay, so so everybody listen. I want you to start on this page. Okay? When you're finished with the multiple choice, you are going to go do these because they are so easy. Then you'll come get it checked with me. Start on the multiple choice though.